Welcome back, my friend. Welcome back, my friend. Glad to have you here on the Onto Purpose Over Paycheck podcast. I'm your host, Mr. Troy. I hope you are having a great day so far. Hope things are just rolling out 100% the way you had planned them, and things are looking great for you. If you haven't already, please make sure that you are following the podcast. Leave a rating or write a quick review and share this episode with someone who may need to hear this. All right, because the more you support this podcast, the messages are sent out. They'll reach more people who are doing the same thing that I'm doing, and maybe just need that little bit of guidance and some support, and just maybe some just hoorah cheering going on for them. All right, friend. Today's episode is the nervous system's difference between effort and force. We talked about in the last episode what the difference was between force and effort. Effort is the one that we want to go with. Force tends to break things, tends to bring up the emotions, the things that our nervous system doesn't want. All right, that's what force does. So this episode might change how you relate to being productive forever, or how your productivity works. It may change it because most people don't know the difference. And we're going to talk about that. Many people think that effort and force are the same thing. However, they're not. One of them builds stability while the other one creates burnout. I wonder what you can think which one it is, right? I wonder which one creates the stability and which one creates the burnout. But your nervous system, it does know the difference. Even if your mind doesn't. Understand that your nervous system doesn't function like your mind does. That's why that's totally separate, because your mind will play tricks on you, but your nervous system does not play tricks. Your nervous system knows, because your nervous system functions through frequency, vibration, and energy. It totally understands more than what your mind can process. Yes, the mind is a powerful tool, but your nervous system has more power, and it has a greater connection to a source. To a source that it communicates. It's absolutely amazing. So let's talk about effort. Effort is clean. Effort is regulated. Effort is when your body feels steady while you move. It feels like focused, grounded, clear, and present. However, effort does not feel frantic. It doesn't feel the survival or feel like survival, right? What effort feels very intentional. Now, force feels way different. Force is feeling this tightness. Force is braced. Force is when your nervous system shifts into protection mode. It becomes very protective. And so sometimes force may sound like, I have to make this work. Oh my gosh, that was me last week. I was forcing things to happen. I wasn't moving in alignment. I wasn't moving with my intuition. I was forcing things. It also sounds like I can't slow down. If this fails, I fail. I don't have time. I have been in the process where I'm pushing to do things, but I feel like I'm forcing it. And if I'm forcing it, then I stop myself, because I want to have the effort mentality, not the force mentality. Because when you force things, your body starts to contract, your breath starts to change, and the urgency, it increases. Trust me, I know. And even if you're producing results, you're not regulated. Because sometimes the force might give you the results, but understand that if it's coming through force, you're not regulated. If you were ever rewarded for achievement growing up, if you were ever praised for pushing through, if you survived through over-functioning, force was probably your normalcy. It probably felt like drive, motivation, or a work ethic. But underneath all of that, your nervous system was in fight mode. And fight mode is very powerful, but fight mode is not sustainable. If you ever caught yourself thinking, but I get so much done when I'm in that energy, when I'm in that force energy, I'm accomplishing a lot and I'm getting a lot done. I need you to listen to this. You can accomplish things from force, but you cannot hold them from force. Let me say that again. You can accomplish things from force, but you cannot hold them from force, because force is a survival based. And when you're in survival mode, it doesn't create a stability. Remember that. A lot of us live in survival mode. Okay, we live in that survival mode. Now, regulated effort feels slower at the very beginning because it's not like the forced where we have that adrenaline base. And what it feels like is effort has this consistent pacing in what we do. It has a clearer decision when we make them. Our boundaries that protect energy. It breaks through the guilt. Okay? It breaks without guilt. And there's forward movement without any anxiety or panic. It feels like power, but without the urgency. And that, my friend, is a very different engine. So, this week, here's how you can check. It's a simple way to check yourself in this whole process. When you're working forward on something, ask yourself, when I'm working on this, is my breathing steady? Are my shoulders tight? Am I thinking clearly, or is this an urgent-based thinking? Would I still move this way if no one were watching me? Because here's the deal. Your body will tell you whether you are in the effort or you're in the force. Your body gives you the signals because that's through your nervous system. You cannot build a regulated life from a dysregulated engine. You cannot build peace from panic. You cannot build stability from urgency. If you want to get what you want without losing yourself, you must learn how to move from effort, not force. All right? So I gave you a simple little practice that you can test this week to see, am I moving with force or am I moving with effort? So I want you to experiment with something simple. Keep moving, keep building, but soften your grip. Stop and notice your breathing. Relax your jaw. Unclench your pace. Do all of that and see what changes. And see what changes, because you're going to see a great difference. But like I said, where we're coming from, where we're moving from all of this, are we coming from a forced life or are we coming from an effort life? Because if we're coming from a forced life, friend, it's not going to work. We've already talked about this. It's not going to work. You're going to be stressed out. You're going to hit burnout. You're going to have health issues because your body's so tight and your nervous system is trying to survive. We don't want to be living anymore from a survival mode, because survival mode is temporary. But when we build a consistency and it's stable, that changes everything. It affects everything in our human being life. And that's what we want to do. That's where you want to be. You want to be from an effort-based plan than a force-based plan. And here's the deal. You need to be a part of the one-day masterclass coming up February 22nd at 12 p.m. It is titled, Get What You Want Without Forcing It. This masterclass is going to go in and discuss how your nervous system creates urgency, why forcing feels productive but really is blocking the receiving that you're asking, how to build from regulated effort, and how to really stabilize your identity while you're pursuing your goals. So if you're tired of building your life from adrenaline, this masterclass, this one-day event, February 22nd, 12 p.m. Eastern Time, it is for you. You need to go to my link tree right after you listen to this episode. Go to my link tree. Click on the logo, the image that says, Get What You Want Without Forcing It, and register and sign up. Only a few spots are open. I want you to be there so that you can be part of this whole process and how to shift it. You deserve this, friend. You deserve to get whatever you want. But I want to help you get what you want without forcing it. Okay? So make sure you register for that. February 22nd, 12 p.m. Eastern Time. Also, make sure that you are helping me with this podcast by following the show, leaving a rating, writing a quick review, and sharing this episode out with someone who may need to hear this. Because with your support, you are helping not me, you are helping more people learn about how to build their life and what they want and get what they want without burning out. That's what you're doing. That's what Those Share is. It's not about me. It's about you sharing it out to someone who needs to hear this message. You are being the catalyst. You are being the paradigm shift. You are being the advocate. You are being the change agent and helping out someone who needs to hear this message. And all you have to do is just share it out. All right. So remember, you don't need to stop trying. You need to stop forcing. Because, friend, you don't manifest what you want. You manifest who you are. All right, friend. I can't wait to see you or talk to you in the next episode. Talk to you soon.